Hello everyone, this is Piper2031, and for this video I wanted to do a comparison video between World of Nintendo figures and Amiibo figures. I consider myself a Zelda collector, more specifically Link figure collector. So I decided to make this video when I found it impossible to find an Amiibo version of Link. In this case, I'm talking about the 30th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda collection that came out in 2017. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually buy these figures in the store. 3 of them came out, and they were sold in different stores here in Canada. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to reserve them in the store, so I had to buy all 3 figures from a reseller. And that was quite expensive. But since I am a dedicated fan, I had to get them. But that's kind of where I came up with the idea of thinking, are these Amiibos really worth it compared to World of Nintendo figures? The huge difference I can say right now is that these are a little bit more easy to find compared to Amiibos. A lot of the time, Nintendo manufacturers limitedness so they could create hype, and that kind of sucks for a collector because you want to get everything, and to know that you're not going to be able to get it unless you buy it from a reseller really sucks. So the first thing I have to say that in that case I do prefer World of Nintendo figures. They are a little bit simpler to get, although there are figures that I haven't been able to find in the stores, and I had to go to eBay or to buy it from a reseller. But overall, they're a little bit easier to get. As far as price is concerned, they're pretty much the same here in Canada, around $12 to $16 here in Canada. I think this one was $15, and this one I bought like around $12. I want to say I bought it a few years ago. So as far as price, they're pretty much equal. However, since this one is more limited, and if you're a collector, like in my case, I like to keep stuff that I collect in mint condition, and I don't want to open this guy up. And as far as this one is concerned, he was a little bit harder to get, but there were enough that I could buy doubles. So that's one benefit of having plenty of this version, is that you can buy, if you have a popular figure, you can just buy doubles, and you can just open one up and pose them as any way you want. And this one you can just leave it in the package like that, and which I do like that. So that's another argument I could say, that you could open these guys up. But another thing is that this is an actual figure, an actual toy actually, and this is just you can almost say a statue that that once you open it, that's what you get, right? Compared to this one, that's an actual toy figure. You can play around with it, you can pose them, and that's kind of what I really like about collecting toys, that you can just pose them. Of course, I'm an adult, so I don't really play with toys anymore. But I do like to pose my figures. This one you can't, of course. Now, the huge difference between this figure and this figure is that Amiibos are meant to add, I guess, a little extra to your game. In the past, it wasn't that significant. It was just basically like a new suit or anything like that. But I have found that newer Amiibos are giving you features that you can't get unless you actually buy the figure. For example, the new Metroid game in 2017, you need to get it or you can't get a certain feature, and that kind of sucks if you're a Metroid fan. However, the one thing around trying to get around that issue is that you can buy something called NFC cards, and I believe they're called the near field communication cards. So that basically allows you to get the same feature that an Amiibo has on a little card. Now, these cards aren't licensed by Nintendo, and you know, basically they're pirated pieces of technology. However, the problem is that if these are limited and there's no other way of getting that feature, you might as well just buy that version of you know, of technology from eBay or from a store like that. So as far as that is concerned, I do recommend that people do start collecting those and buying those NFC cards, simply because there's no other way you can do it, unless you actually spend a lot of money on getting an Amiibo that has sold out. And another thing about these NFC cards that's worth it is that if you're a collector that doesn't want to open up this figure, there's no way you can use it anyways, so you might as well just get that NFC card. So in the end, unless you're a hardcore collector, I can't recommend Amiibos anymore. In fact, I actually prefer the World of Nintendo figures. The quality from these figures is pretty amazing for the price. You get a lot of posability and accessories, and we're starting to get a lot of different versions of Link, which I love, and I hope to get them all. And hopefully, Jakks Pacific, which is the company that makes them readily available everywhere that they sell them, and not just certain figures. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.